Hi, Everett. I think it would be best if you got divorced with my daughter. This is Stella's father, the person you exchanged contacts with today, when you visited to ask permission for the wedding.
Oh, thanks for today's rough welcome. I didn't expect to be punched in the face and thrown out in the middle of my introduction. Did I do something to offend you?
Well, I guess you could call it an offense. Everett, I heard that you were the CEO of a company and couldn't help but be impressed, especially considering you're so young. But then I heard about your academic background, and the positive image I had of you vanished in an instant. Did you not notice?
What about my academic background?
You said you graduated middle school and immediately found a job, right? You seriously didn't even graduate high school?
Well, yes. My father passed away when I was young, so we didn't have any money. I decided to get a job instead of going to high school since I have two younger siblings, a brother and a sister.
I see. Well, while I do feel bad for the environment you grew up in, this is still a different matter. You're 31, right?
Yes.
It's already enough reason to worry that the top of the company is so young. But the fact that he also never graduated high school, you know?
What is it if I didn't graduate high school?
It must not be any company of worth if the CEO is a middle school graduate. It was a real estate company, right? But in reality, your company is probably just a land shark, right? I can't help but be suspicious if the CEO of the company is a middle school graduate.
Our company does business fair and square. The reason I was chosen to be CEO is because our predecessors put a lot of effort in training the younger generation of employees. So it was decided that someone around my age would become the next CEO. There's nothing suspicious about it. I believe that you can rest assured about this fact.
Fine, I don't care. I'm still going to have you cancel the marriage with Stella.
And for what reason, may I ask? Everything you said up until now is completely unfair. At least give me a satisfactory answer.
You really are quite stubborn. Fine, I'll explain it to you in clear terms. Our family has been one of the biggest landowners in the area for generations. Unlike me, the head of this family, you, the middle school graduate, are just a filthy member of the bourgeoisie. There's no way I, a descendant of nobles, am going to let my daughter marry a swine like you. I'm not going to give you my daughter.
I see. Please let me talk to Stella first. Only then will I give you my answer.
Everett, you said you wanted to talk to me?
Stella, your father is opposing our marriage.
Yep, I was sitting next to him, so I saw the conversation you two had.
Then I want to hear what you think about it. What are we going to do about our marriage?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to cancel it.
What?
I talked to my father and realized what he was saying was true. Everyone in my family has graduated university. And even if you are the CEO of a company, there's no way I can marry someone who didn't even go to high school. My father says he'll arrange a meeting for me with someone from an elite university. Besides, marrying someone like me, the daughter of a wealthy landowner, should be extremely attractive for men. Why should I marry a middle school graduate if that's the case? Anyways, that's the deal. I'm sorry.
I see. I understand. I've been insulted for being a middle school graduate many times in my life. Now I realize that you're just on the same level as them.
Huh?
All the love I had for you just disappeared after reading what you had to say to me. Thanks for showing me your true self before we got married.
Well, that settles it, I guess. You'll probably find the right woman for you someday. As long as you don't try going after the daughter of a high-class family like Stella, despite having no academic background, that is. Knowing your place is important, you know?
I'm going to ask one more time just to be sure. You're sure you want to cancel the marriage?
Of course I'm sure. Just the fact that I live in the same town with you, a middle school graduate doing shady business, is enough to make me feel uneasy. Now that I set my eye on you, it'll probably be difficult for you to continue your business in town, let alone continue living here. Get out of this town as soon as possible.
I accept the marriage cancellation, but I'm not going to leave this town, and neither am I going to stop doing business here.
Huh? What did you just say to me?
We should hire a lawyer to take care of the official paperwork involved in the marriage cancellation. I'll be asking for an alimony as well, though.
An alimony? What are you talking about?
Yes, an alimony for canceling the marriage, and for punching me in the face.
Huh?
I already went through the hassle of going to the doctor and getting a certificate of diagnosis. If you don't agree with paying an alimony, I'm considering filing a police report. I kindly ask for your understanding.
So that's how you're going to move.
Goodbye then.
Hey Everett, I changed my mind. I'll let you marry my daughter.
Huh? Why the sudden change of heart? And to think that the marriage cancellation you insisted on was just made official yesterday. Did something happen?
My, Everett. Quite the devil, aren't we? Just yesterday, I went drinking with some friends who are also landowners. When they told me about the work you do, my, was I surprised. Your company is a major real estate company that owns a ton of property in the capital, right? They're also helping in the development of my hometown, I heard. Why didn't you tell me sooner? You have to tell me such things, otherwise I won't understand. If I become related to you, someone who is quickly gaining popularity in this town, then my family is sure to gain some recognition as well. Which is why I'll give you a gift. I'll let you buy some of the land I own for a cheap price. On the condition that you'll marry Stella, of course. Do we have a deal, son? You should be delighted about the opportunity to buy extra land for cheap. As someone in the real estate business, right? All you have to do is marry Stella, and all this land is yours. I'm sure you don't get deals as good as this often.
I don't want neither your land nor Stella.
What? Are you just going to let this wonderful opportunity to gain connections and land at the same time go to waste?
The marriage cancellation's already been made official, and I have no intention of going back. And as for the purchase of your land, you're talking about the mountain and fields near your house, right?
Yes? What of it? I'm saying that I'll let you buy that huge amount of land for cheap. Don't you feel the least bit grateful?
To be honest, that land is basically of no value. It's not worth whatever price you put on it.
Huh?
Even if I were to put a price on it and buy it from you, it would just be a swath of useless land that wouldn't serve any purpose.
Useless?
Things would be different if there was some sort of plans for development in the nearby area that would give it additional value in the future. But as it stands, there aren't any plans currently in place. From the point of view of the company, the cons of buying your land outweigh the pros. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in your land.
But my land, the land of my ancestors, you're telling me it's of no value?
Yes. Now, are we done here? Like I already told you before, the marriage cancellation has already been made official, so there's no reason for us to converse further.
Wait, hold on.
If there's anything else, please talk to my lawyer.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
Huh? Stella?
I want you to take back the marriage cancellation.
What? Hasn't it already been several months since we canceled our marriage? Why are you suddenly bringing this up again?
My father was scammed.
Huh?
You know how you told my father how the land he owned was useless and of no value? He went into shock after he heard this news. And right after, was approached by someone saying that he was selling land that would increase in value in the future for cheap. Dad was fooled by his eloquent speech and gave him money, but in reality, this land never existed.
Meaning that it was a scam.
Yes, which is why I want you to take back the marriage cancellation.
Huh? I do feel bad for your dad getting scammed, but how does that connect to me taking back the marriage cancellation? Don't tell me that it was my fault because he went in shock.
We don't have any money.
Huh?
My father went out of his way since he wanted land that was valuable, and ultimately ended up getting scammed. We can barely get by with the money we have left. My mother left as well, since she had enough with my father. I can't talk to my father anymore as well, since he's completely broken down. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to live like a poor person. But if I married you, the CEO of a major real estate company who makes a lot of money...
Stop right there.
Huh?
No matter what you say, I have no intention in getting back together with you.
What? Why not? I'm the daughter of a major landowner, and have a great academic background. Men should be begging to marry me.
I earn enough money to make a living without any of your fancy titles. Besides, I find it hard to believe that men should be begging to marry you when you don't have any money and are barely making a living. Don't you realize you're contradicting yourself? You see, if I still had any sort of feelings for you, I might have decided to have done something about your situation. But the very thing that made those feelings vanish without a trace were the insults you gave me when you decided to side with your father. I honestly don't understand what kind of nerve you must have to just act like that never happened and ask me for help. Don't you at least have any sort of pride?
Don't say things like that.
Well then, farewell.
I accept that what I said to you back then was wrong, and I take it all back. I was only being pushed by my father to say those things. I never really meant it. I've always loved you, Everett. Please, give me another chance. Everett? It says these messages are unread. Wait. Did you block me?
Regarding the real estate scam Stella's dad fell victim to, I have nothing to say but that I feel bad for him. Apparently, this fraud organization was arrested 1 year later, but according to a mutual acquaintance, Stella and her father are still living in poverty, which means that the money Stella's dad was scammed of probably didn't return. And given the situation, Stella, who was forced to take care of her father who had broken down and had turned into an alcoholic, is now drowning in huge amounts of debt. There are rumors that she's turned to doing some shady business to earn the money the two need to get by. Well, since I already received the alimony I asked from her, and now have a girlfriend I'm planning to marry, I think it's time to let this story come to an end. Besides, I have no duty to help the father and daughter who insulted me so much.
Sorry, Rosetta, I missed the final train today again.
What? Again? Augusto, this is the third time this week. Are you alright?
It can't be helped. We had a drinking party with everyone in the department today, and yesterday we had one for the new employees.
I guess drinking parties can't be helped, but I don't think drinking so much as to miss the final train is good for your body.
Tomorrow's a day off, so who cares?
Tomorrow we have a meeting to decide the details of our wedding ceremony, right?
Oh, that's right. Fine, I'll meet you at the wedding venue tomorrow. A colleague said he's going to let me stay with him tonight.
Really? It's fine if you have a place to stay, but don't be late tomorrow, okay?
Yep. I'll go to bed because I'm tired already. Good night.
Hi, Rosetta. This is Vale, an old friend of Augusto's. What? Oh, hi. Long time no see, Vale. We haven't met since you came to Augusto's house to greet his parents for the wedding, right? Oh, but how did you get my contact information? Did we exchange it when we met? We didn't, but I did a bit of looking on Augusto's phone and got it from him. I see. So, is there something you wanted to tell me? Check the mailbox at your apartment right now. What? Something very interesting should be in it. Something interesting? It's not something dangerous like an explosive or poison, so don't worry. You saying it like that makes me worried. Just hurry up and check your mailbox. Understood. Hold on. What is this? So you saw it. You're the one who told me to check my mailbox. Why are there marriage papers with the name of you and Augusto written on it? Augusto is my fiancé. Oh, those aren't real marriage papers. They're just copies. It wouldn't do if you ripped them apart after all. I can see that it's a copy. if you went so far as to send me a copy, then I guess that there's a real one and you're not just joking? Of course. You see, it was my dream since I was a child to become Augusto's wife. Which is why, whenever Augusto got a new girlfriend, I would do whatever I could to ruin their relationship. But ever since Augusto became an adult and started living on his own, keeping an eye on him has gotten difficult. I almost let him marry you, a woman that came out of nowhere. That doesn't explain why you can just write marriage papers like this. Oh, don't worry, I already made a valid reason. What? You made one? Augusto told you that he would be sleeping at a colleague's house yesterday, right? You see, he actually slept at my house. Huh? When I found out that he was going to marry you, I panicked and thought that I had to ruin the marriage. I quit my old job and got a new job at Augusto's office 3 months ago. It was 4 months ago that I went to his parents' house and saw you, right? Yep, that's right. I was so lucky that his company was looking to hire, though. Not only that, but the type of work is the same also, so everything went smoothly. I rented an apartment near the office and gradually set my plan into motion, getting close to Augusto as his colleague. And last night, I was finally able to bring him into my room. After that, we spent a wonderful night together. He was next to me when I woke up this morning. So you're talking about what happened after the drinking party at the office, right? So you brought Augusto, who was drunk, into your room? Well, I guess he was drunk, but... When did you write the marriage papers? Last night. I made him sign it in the heat of things. In the heat of things? You know, after we finished round 1 and he was anxious to get on with round 2. The writing is a bit messy because of that, but nothing's wrong and it's legible, so... After that, I spent the whole night being aggressively made love to by Augusto. He even told me, "You're amazing, Vale. I love you." This is proof that he wants to marry me more than you, right? Now all we have to do is turn in those papers. All right. I can't just believe what you say, so I'll ask Augusto about it as well. Fine, be my guest. Oh, that reminds me. As proof of our love, I also sent you an audio recording of Augusto saying, "I love you" to me, and pictures of us together. Augusto?
Oh, hey, Rosetta. I was just going to text you about the meeting for the wedding ceremony. I'm going to be a bit late, so you can go ahead and start with the planner without me.
Is it true that you wrote marriage papers with Vale? Apparently the colleague whose house you were going to sleep in yesterday was Vale. No?
What do you know about that?
I see. I take your reply as meaning that it's true.
What? Were you spying on me or something?
Not really. Let's just say that the information was leaked to me and I decided to ask you about it directly.
What?
In your case, it's easier to just ask you directly than to spy on you. It looks like that was the case this time as well.
I didn't know you and Vale had exchanged contact information. Oh, I get it. Do you have an acquaintance at my office or something? Speaking of which, my company hires people from the university you went to every year, right? Damn it. To think that it would have been leaked from somewhere I never would have expected.
You've got who leaked the information to me wrong, but the biggest problem right now is... Why did you write marriage papers with this Vale of yours? I thought I was your fiancé.
Come on, don't take this so seriously. She's an old friend and we were just messing around. Yeah, I slept over at Vale's house yesterday, but that's it, I swear. The marriage papers are just a joke. I have them right now, but we're not actually going to turn them in, so...
You're terrible at making excuses.
Come on, don't tell me you don't believe me. It was just a joke between friends, you know? There's no hidden meaning to it, so no need to get angry.
Either way, I'm not in the mood right now to have a meeting for our wedding ceremony, so I'm going to tell the planner to cancel it.
Yeah, sure. You don't seem quite calm right now, so I guess it can't be helped. I'll wait until you calm down. Bye.
I just turned in the marriage papers. Sorry, ex-fiancé. What? You already turned them in? Things like this should be taken care of as soon as possible, right? We thought you'd give up when we turned them in too, so... Huh. I mean, I lost all the love I had for Augusto when I saw those disgusting pictures you sent me. Looks like those pictures of us making love are effective, huh? Well, that's the situation. So would you please leave the house you're currently living in? What, you mean this apartment? Yes. I know that you crawled into Augusto's apartment after you two got engaged. I'm his wife now starting from today, so that house is me and Augusto's property now. So hurry up and leave, will you? By today! Sorry for interrupting you while you seem to be having so much fun, but I bought this room with a loan. Augusto didn't pay a single cent for it. What? It was before we got engaged that I bought it, by the way, so too bad for you, I guess. What? You're lying, right? That apartment isn't a high-rise condo, but an apartment at a place like that is sure to cost a lot, even if it was already used. It was new when I bought it. No way. But it must have cost around $50,000 when you bought it, right? I'm impressed at your knowledge because it's just as you say. Just what exactly do you do for a living? Oh, you didn't get Augusto to tell you that? Just tell me. You know W Corporations, right? Oh yeah, of course. It's our company's most important business partner. I'm the CEO of W Corporations. Huh? Huh? Are you kidding me? I started my own business 7 years ago, and thanks to the help of a lot of people, it's now grown to its current size. Well, my marriage is a private affair, so don't worry. I'm not going to do anything that will affect our companies. Well, I guess it would be bad for us if you used your position as the CEO of W Corporations, but it's not as easy as that, isn't it?
Hey, Rosetta? Have you calmed down yet? What are we going to do about the meeting you canceled? We need to schedule another meeting soon, or it's going to be inconvenient for us later.
Oh, so Vale didn't tell you anything yet?
Huh? You're still talking about those marriage papers? I told you, it was just a joke made between old friends. I'll get them back from Valley and get rid of them in front of you if you want.
I told your parents that Augusto was going to marry another woman.
What?
Oh, you're not going to marry another woman, but you already did get married, right?
Huh?
You see, the person who told me about the marriage papers was Vale herself.
She's the one who told you?
Yep. She was kind enough to send me a copy, alongside with pictures of you two in bed and an audio recording of you saying you loved her. I used that as proof of your adultery and sent it to your parents' house. I'm sure they'll see it as a valid enough reason for me not wanting to get married anymore.
Seriously?
I'll send your stuff that's in my house to your parents' house as well.
Hold on. What are you trying to say?
Ask Vale about the details, not me.
Wait, so those marriage papers were...
Ask Vale. I can't be bothered anymore to explain it to you.
Rosetta!
Don't come to this house anymore, and don't show yourself to me ever again. Soon after that, Augusto found out that Vale had turned in the marriage papers to the city hall, and fell to his knees, not knowing what to say. But it was just a joke, he shouted eventually. I seriously had no idea what he was trying to do, so I just canceled the marriage and made him pay an alimony without hesitation. Like I said to Vale, I didn't let this incident affect the business of our companies, but it looks like the impact of a marriage between the former fiancé of W Corporation's CEO and the woman who stole him from her was quite large, and both Augusto and Vale voluntarily resigned from their jobs. Eventually, the two started talking about divorce. Apparently, Augusto never actually wanted to get married to Vale, and his initial bewilderment gradually turned into resentment towards her. Vale, on the other hand, loved Augusto, and although Augusto didn't love her in return, she stubbornly refused to get divorced. But it was suddenly revealed that Vale was pregnant, and so their parents, who now ignored how the two of them met because they could now only think about their soon-to-be-born grandchild, also began to oppose the divorce. Thus Augusto, whose face had gone permanently pale, had nowhere left to run. Vale, on the other hand, was forced to acknowledge the fact that Augusto didn't love him. There's no need for me to say that this was an unhappy marriage.